NIP, though, they have brought Team Secret to 7 before. They're going to need to do just a little bit better in this first grand final for NIP in the Winter Invitational.
What a invitational this might be. If you were looking at the fan vote, however, 40% fancy the Ninjas themselves here, but that's a fabulous shot here. And Seiko used this phrase in our semi-final no more than about 10 minutes ago. What a save. Well, frankly, Ninja will certainly need it more so, but they will need it even quicker. 1-0, Secret.
Sad to open up the scoring in the grand final, but look at that control from KV1 to get the ball under control and to his teammate in the backfield. Team Secret, they're certainly now well versed in playing a strong defense. They had just plenty of practice against Parabellum. So NIP, they have to bring something different to the table as Stromic trying to find that, but will be unsuccessful in his previous attempt.
Barrow up and around here, KV1, who was a strong difference maker last time around, probably will be tonight as well. And we talked about that tiebreaker. It was Secret who had to have that honour to go through. They don't need to worry. They aren't worried against their opposition. This is easy as they get so far.
Bims, get out of the way. Double tapped home by Knight. Not really the tightest of angles, but still needing to find the drop down to double the lead, to double NIP's pain. The Ninjas are very, well, I was about to say they were struggling to find their footing, but Kaio just shut me up, just as I wanted to say.
You need a hug. Does it hurt when you get shut down like that?
Please, would you fly over from Ireland?
That's not a problem. More than happy to make the trip. The trip, of course, is for the major itself as well. Unfortunately, not going into myself this time around, but Secret already guaranteed that effectively so here.
Secret already guaranteed at San Diego. NIP not going to be present at all, but they're still going to make Team Secret be aware that South America has some more presence and has some more dangerous teams, of course. Astromic missing that one. Citros trying to get Kaio involved into the play. Sad. Counter now for Team Secret. They've been stringent. They've been straightforward in their approaches to offense thus far. They will not be successful here as NIP break out of their own half.
Strong block there. Follow through the second phase of play. Hasn't kicked up into gear yet. KV1. A loose touch by his standard here. It's trying to work its way through this fine channel, to say the least here. But the defensive Secret here, there was a few question marks against them versus Parabella. It seems to settle down, sorted, but for how much longer?
Sorted thus far against NIP and looking dangerous on offense as they always do. Big save out of Bims for the Ninjas. Right now, though, that's not necessarily what they need. It's only half-time played in Game 1, and even though it's a very fast affair, you feel Team Secret has the upper hand thus far as Knight up high against the backboard, just into the waiting arms of Bims.
Certainly agree with that. I say if you look at the statistics and the heat maps, once the statistical data is collated, it will favour Secret right now in this current moment of time. And KV1, what a fabulous flick. It's been so far the Knight of the flick so far in KV1. The angle, unfortunately, not fearing the drop down.
Knight of the flicks, not Knight of the angles thus far. Let's see if Knight can maybe add some more onto that one. Astromic, though, with the redirect and the Knight. He adds something to it, does he? But he adds something in the most unfortunate circumstance.
Oh. You might need a hug as well. And unfortunately, there might not be enough to go round.
Danny Boy giving out hugs, ladies and gentlemen. That is a rare occurrence. But even Danny will not give out infinite hugs here for the players of Team Secret, who had the lead and had everything to play for. But NIP came back.
Impressive. When you are in that side, when you are trailing, as even at the halfway mark at 2-1 at that point in time, Mac, it's very hard sort of task sometimes to find one goes spicely against the top seed of the region here, and so far here they made a decent showing. The problem is decent is not good enough.
Decent is at least not good enough to win a game here against the pre-jumping Bems from NIP Night now. But Secret trying to find some creativity into the corner. Doesn't need to find creativity. He just needs to find the whiff from Astromic as Team Secret regain their lead.
I can probably just sense Psycho just with his hands in his face right now, wincing at a defensive horror show that Nip has put on there. With 60 odd seconds, you thought they might just have a chance of taking a game against him. You talked about a 7-game series beforehand. Will we see a thriller? Well, that's up to Nip themselves to produce one.
And NIP at this moment are looking like their own worst enemies, and KV1 is just piling on the pressure for Team Secret. 4-2, 2-goal lead reinstated.
They have a history here, Secret, doing this one. A few finals become second nature. Remember when they played against Exceed, we thought that one might be tight. We might thought that might be difficult, but Secret, like all the times beforehand, able to get through the line here, another opposition, and they've got themselves that lead as you spoke about.
And that lead is doing the world of good coming to the final 30 seconds here of Game 1. Bems and Kaio able to combine themselves forward. Knight respawning, getting boost, and getting the ball deep into the enemy territory. So right now it's just about holding on for Team Secret. Do not get caught off guard, but they will be caught off guard. Kaio against the crossbar, that needed to be in for NIP.
Not what you would like to see, but unfortunately for Secret's case, the clock is in their favour. We do see triple zeros. There will still be a 0 on the Nip column. 1-0 Secret here. A performance that you would suspect for the top seed, but even they might be the top seed. If you go from a historical point of view, Nip should be the favourite side coming in here. How does history love to put a few waves through that?
History works in mysterious ways. Those mysterious ways for the entire duration of that winter split thus far have been working in favour of Team Secret and against what was the club, what is now Ninjas in Pyjamas, who have been so dominant during the fall, but couldn't find, ever since returning from Rotterdam, couldn't find their own true form.
And that's got to be frustrating. Sitting there and you sort of look at it and you go, all right, we're a decent squad. We can do some heavy damage in the region. We should be a shoo-in for the major here and let everybody else fight for the second spots here. Sam has a history of always producing a good crop of players. It's just whether they are always on the right team. So far here, Secret has answered the call. They put the question in front of them, and they haven't seen a service back at them. So I think in the tennis analogy here, it's 15-0.
15 love in favor of Team Secret. Question is, can Team Secret now get a break point against NIP? Or will NIP convert their own serve here on Game 2 on this beautiful new map on Forbidden Temple? They certainly would want to, as does NIP. But Secret, they will have something against it for sure. Game 2 underway.
Already starting from the back wall of Secret, playing from behind, and that's at least a nice idea. Moving across here, both sides are playing with a lot of space here. We've seen a very much condensed battle. Now we've seen a change. Will the adaptation work for either side here? That, of course, time will tell.
Time is the only master that will tell that difference. KV1 though trying to be a close second as he's finding Knight in the infield. Again, Team Secret coming out with their first attack, faking a shot, going infield with ball control. This time though, NIP was ready for the cutback, and now KV1 driving it down the field yet again. Bems to cut it out.
Sadness tried to block, and Bems once more trying to play that nuisance role, in KV1 taking no chances. Launches it downfield and allowed Sadness to continue his turn, but unfortunately for his case, not strong enough to continue the right play.
Not strong enough. Knight nearly was on the side of Secret. Kaio, great dunk on the defender. And there's a player from NIP as Stromic out of nowhere has the clear red. And KV1 tries he might, will not get it past the pre-jumping Astromic.
I'm bewildered of a thought. Why did nobody jump to it? Why was there the presumption of it was going straight on in? A benefit, nonetheless, favouring Nip here once more here. KV1 with this time taking the chance and jumping here, and that was a wide open net, not converted.
And that one might come back to haunt them. Knight shows boost over ball once. Kaio not able to read it quickly enough to adjust for his shot. Astromic now. That's a brilliant control touch. That's a brilliant continuation. Astromic has truly woken up.
This time when you had defenders make life more difficult for yourself. I wonder who coached them that one, but yes, brilliant. Yes, technically great. And Secret left scratching their heads here. Maybe a pencil might be required to work out the problem even further.
Erasing their own strategic play from game one is what is needed. A more active Team Secret is what is needed against this NIP lead. KV1 up high in the air. It's got loads of boost to play with flip reset acquired as well. Gets the pass, but the crossbar will deny Team Secret.
Well, hold on a second. KV1, one touch, second touch. It's slow, it's deliberate, but hasn't been sent anywhere further with serious punctuation in terms of showing up with purpose on time at the net here. Half time, of course, and Kyle with one touch easily just moving it back into the pressure zone.
Everything on Team Secret looks well executed until we get to that final third where accuracy needs to be at its peak. And that is really where Team Secret is struggling right now. As NIP is just happy to play it high, play it far away from Team Secret, try to waste as much time as they possibly can before another Team Secret attack comes rolling in. Sad dumps it into the middle, but already Kaio is there to clear it away.
Cringe. Nip just deciding to separate themselves from the ball and realistically the play too. 2 goals is not certainly comfortable in either direction here in Sadness. That's a poor touch. It's opening the door. It's opening the door for a big attack down the middle, and somehow an escape worked out there.
Escape worked out. Sad inspired by the man Sad currently in our green room, but that Psycho was not it. KV1, though, that save certainly was it. It was what was needed for Secret.
Oh, I hope they weren't expired by our sake on MacFish. He'd be sitting retired and doing casting. These players playing at a much higher level.
A much higher level indeed. None of them at a world championship though. A lot of them. Wait, I just realized what I said, and that was utterly wrong.
You might owe a few players an apology on this.
Glancing over that, Sad has an opportunity, has the flick, and has the 1 goal to halve the deficit.
Well, while Seiko might have been at the college university, and I may have a strong opinion that they're not near the level to these titans of the scene here. Seiko might be quite literally laughing away there going, yes lads, I am as good as them, maybe even better. Maybe Godspeed might want a tactical change of player for the Englishman, but that might be a fever dream. Right now, however, Secret has a nightmare to defend, and maybe MacFish has one too, but we'll ask him in the next 20 seconds as the temperature keeps rising against Secret.
The temperature does indeed rise as the nightmare that is that NLP offense is finally broken and might be turned into a good dream after all, but Astromic getting back into that one. Knight bumping away. Kayo at least tried to. That one drops dangerously near that post. Bems keeping it alive. However, his opponent in Astromic will not be that successful in the effort. So NIP answer back, getting game 2, moving us all square, 1-1.
Certainly. So it's been a good series, this one. It is nice to see it being tied up as well. I'm just trying to work out how Psycho has somehow shoot himself into a world championship at the RLCS level, but well played to him. Shall we maybe tailor our focus a little bit more here? That Ninjas in Pajamas has done well here. They've effectively returned service back to our original analogy. They've got themselves back within the game here. The biggest worry here, however, was them reproducing it multiple times. Yes, that best of 7, but it's only been done in irregular patterns. That has to change here.
If this series continues, as you say, down this path, it will be Team Secret with a Game 7 victory, which is not good enough, of course, for NIP. But I think they have sort of not figured out Secret by any means, but they have certainly gone their first step towards figuring out that equation that is Secret. They got that first variable checked out, solved. Now they need to find out the remaining 2. It's going to be a difficult task though for NIP.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I could sit here and maybe give you a potential solution, but thankfully for everybody else at home, it's not me that has to solve it. It's not you, MacFist. It's not even the viewers at home. It's these 3 players that have to do battle, of course, against Secret. And that's kickoff in the 3rd game. A lot more even, a lot more closer compared to the last 2 before it.
And that word battle is exactly what I'm expecting out of Secret right here, right now. The answer, just the willingness to make it dirty, to make it scrappy, to make a real fight out of this series is what Secret needs right now. As Sad is collecting that one on the midfield line, gets it past 1. Astromic trying to cut in there, but it's doing more harm than good for his own defense.
Another few attempts here. High ball, so should be a quick turnaround here. KV1 and Knight maybe just discussing too long on who wants the ball. Sadness, easy clearance for him.
Sadness clears it once, and he's already positioned on the backboard. Clear it yet another time. Kaya, though, bearing down on him, and NIP showing premier aggression. Have to be careful, though, not to overextend. Bems taking control, flicking it over 1, flicking it over the 2nd. Knight's touch, good enough.
Oh, that's high. That, for half a second, if it just went down, could have spelt disaster, but Knight looking for maybe to cast a shadow here on the orange side of the pitch here. Vital block here. Another phase of play by Sanders. That's been blocked out here. You want Preem aggressive at times. Well, so far here, I think the defense capabilities of both sides showing excellent performances.
Both defenses on a level that's looking very strong indeed. KV1 is trying to break through, and KV1 fights the perfect precision to put it into the bottom corner. 1-0 for Secret.
The moment the jump went round, and Bims with a bit of hesitation. Criminal at this level. Have to make a decision, have to use the instinct. And unfortunately, Secret much more quicker so far onto the night here. But on the other end here, KV1 waiting, prowling, but unfortunately, he did not get a say. His 2 teammates, on the other hand, got a piece of the action.
Now his 2 teammates tasked with holding the ship steady in defense, beating Knight 2. It is Kaya now. KV1 to the side. Sadness to collect. Just a little bit too quick, too trigger happy on that jump off. And that will allow Kayo and NIP to move out of their own half as we go into the 2nd half of game number 3. Right now, the script seems to be intact for Team Secret. NIP, though, they come back?
You got sent the script, did you?
We discussed it earlier.
Yes. I didn't get sent it.
That's tough to hear, Danny. But the script says Game 7. That's all. I think that's all that you need to know.
Well, I'm glad that one of us has read it to the full end of its chapter and verse here. Secret living to apparently their part. Nip, on the other hand, must be in the same shadow, effectively once more being casted like myself here, unknown and beholds to the game and the action here. Another attempt here blocked out in KV1. I'm not saying normally referred to on his offense. Once again, another vital block comes through, but watch out for this.
That could have waterfalled down very dangerously in front of the Team Secret net. The Knight was ready on the back, but Insad now in the infield. Long clear out, still has a lot of boost to play with. Gets it behind the defender against the momentum of Bems, who somehow gets it out of his own golden attack. Not over though. Now Kaio finds the clear, and actually finds the clear over Sad as well.
Nice when it just bobbles unkindly for your opposition, but there's a massive boot race here. It should be an easy one. Sorted out, comfortable. Nobody's going to beat that position, especially when you're deepest third man. Kaio, on the other hand, once again launching the ball, and frankly, those decisions there might be costing here.
Oh, those decisions might be costing him, and nearly did there for NIP. The long clear not finding its mark. With that, NIP still in that hunting position. Kaio, that's brilliant. Over to KV1. Hero save to the side. Astromic trying to find a teammate in mid, but will not be successful in his endeavor. Another team pinch from Team Secret. Just get that ball out of here.
When you can score from anywhere on the pitch, you're effectively a danger. The whole team getting involved. Big red alarm. Panic, panic, panic. And unfortunately, they are panicking. That was a loose ball. Big red light. Unfortunately for them, it will be Secret glowing with another game victory, pushing them with a 2-1 advantage.
2-1 advantage and pristine efficiency on the side of Team Secret. 3 shots and a goal. And overall, not a lot of high-quality chances for Secret in this game, Danny. But still, they managed to make it work.
It did, and you know what is slightly a bit unsatisfactory here is the Nip play style. That ability of playing well, that strong presence. The moment they go down, the moment where there is a bit of pressure, they crack too easily. And frankly, if I don't know in this situation here, do you call the timeout? My gut's saying they should here.
Calling the timeout at 3 games down, if that is NIP's plan, is always, I think, leaving it too late. I think even though it hasn't been looking too bad here for NIP against Secret, and they're making it a very competitive fight in this series, now is the opportune time to use that timeout. I doubt they will, so they're going to have to do it on their own for now.
We're certainly going to have to find something here in this 4th game, because if they do not here, they leave themselves with the great task of effectively playing so deep behind in the series that they're asking Secret to blunder opportunities. That won't happen anytime soon.
Having to bank on Secret blundering, not what your game plan should ever consist of, as Knight is up high against the back, but trying to stamp Secret's authority onto the series now and trying to establish a much bigger grip and a much bigger lead in this series. Game 4, a must-win almost for NIP.
Must win, you say?
Yeah, it would be beneficial for them, right?
Really would be. Conceding a goal at a moment like that would be the wrong thing to do, wouldn't it?
I feel like that would be putting yourself as an unnecessary disadvantage here for NIP. Something that they really rather wouldn't. Luckily for them, the goal for Secret came early, so, you know, it's almost like it's still 0-0, lads. It's everything to play for, and Kaio plays for it, equalizer.
Well, if it was effectively 0-0 at that moment, that would be the goal they'd be celebrating. If Relic was on this here broadcast, hopefully our good friend gets well soon, we'd be talking momentum, such a key word. You must have it to win. That would have been it there, but frankly, chasing behind, umpteen time, have lost count at this point. And frankly, they have another opportunity to go 2-1 up here. This has to go, but fortunately for them, their own cars are going.
Their own cars sent to the scrapyard, sent to their own half as Kaio is no longer there. KV1, however, is. Luckily for NIP, so is Astromic, and yet again we see momentous saves. We see absolutely immaculate defense from time to time. Knight, what a read, son!
Oh, these players sometimes make you envious of what they're capable of doing. KV1 just launches it downfield, so no mechanics other than hitting the ball extremely hard, waiting patiently, sad, removed. And suddenly, Knight just fancies another goal here. Every time we see a potential opportunity, the door gets shut, it gets bolted locked, and everybody gets told to go on home. There's nothing to see.
There's nothing to see here, folks. Just Team Secret doing Team Secret things as Knight surprises Kaio with his quick recovery from the side wall. As now NIP have a good opportunity after the kickoff. Kaio shot, that's just well wide, well over. That was Wover.
Oh, Bems. Have to get another idea into the middle here. When you are chasing, and it's desperately sort of niggles at you in the back of your mind here, you have to maybe push a little bit harder. There's a few times when watching on Friday, and Seiko once again be heating this, watching the likes of Godspeed play, they get an advantage, they get in ahead, and some of the top teams chasing the major, and suddenly that big push goes against them. NIP might be following under a similar trap here.
They might be indeed, Danny. But NIP, I still see a lot of fight in them. I still see a lot of will in them to make something happen against Team Secret, who right now, as the pace of the series increases, look ever more comfortable. Sad, flip reset, not able to bully his way through Astromic though.
Astromic, soft, gentle touch here to follow through with another one. This is okay so far, but this is a big but, not towards the second man here, and that's going to cause a few whirlwinds of scratching for another solution here as Astromic just gets a secondary touch. And look at that, another bump here. You're just asking Secret to score here.
Easy targets are the NIP players for the Team Secret attackers whenever they are on the back line. Too predictable. Their positioning and therefore easy to clear out of the way. Crucially though, always someone there for NIP to cover another defender that is out of position. As right now, all three players caught in the same bit of field. That's going to make it awkward for them. Astromic drops it underneath one, but KV1 there to already collect.
Kyle from the back wall, straight down and trying to find Bems. Fortunately, the third man has jumped here, so it alleviates the potential options that he has to make here, but allows Secret to read the play and position themselves here. And that's a backflip. That's fabulous. That is just absolute filth at the same time. He absolutely bulgers the front door, rams it home, and steals the front TV.
Oh my goodness. Kaio, what a filthy pass, and what a... No! Oh, what a
really
filthy woodwork.
This? My words. That would have been a turnaround and a half to say the least here, but with all the excitement, with all the juices, the energy pumping around the body, let's not forget one key thing, it's only 2-2. Secret still has a chance to puncture the excitement here.
KV1 certainly will try with this attempt. He's met up in the air by a revitalized Kaio TG1. Bems now on his back ball. That's a loose ball, and he's rather going to ground into that floor. 2-2 overtime in game number 4.
Heading into the territory at the start of this is a must-win game for NIP. NIP really needs to get on with it here, and that's near enough a self-sacrifice bump there, but still continue around Kyle. Well, that's a high ball here, but there is a chance here for something to work out, but unfortunately not this time around.
And now KV1 with the flick opportunity. It has been, we've labeled this the night of the flick. KV1 again finds his darkest enemy, finds the crossbar working against him. With that, NIP survive, and NIP don't only survive, they move the ball forward. Sad is equal to NIP's shenanigans.
God, is there another touch here? Removed. That's just brutal physicality coming out by Secret, not taking anybody lightly here. Removed once more in KV1, removing other than the option to pass. And Sadness here just fortunately in the wrong position here, trying to cover his tracks here. Does well this time.
As well to get it out from under and gets it into a position where his teammate is there, but you can see his team Secret is scrambling at the moment. It is not as clean as we usually see them. They are certainly feeling the pressure of this overtime. As Stromic by NIP into the corner, an awkward bounce, well dealt with by KV1.
Nice follow through by Bims. There is a demo on the pitch here, but it won't really impact the play just yet here. The rotations are at least holding out at the statistical point. About the 2 minutes is the average length of time at this level for an OT here. We're approaching that territory. Boost equally spread here. This might last a bit longer.
Danny, you might have just jinxed something, as I'm very sure neither team would want a 5 or even more 5+ minute overtime. Right now, they are equalizing against one another. They are really, every single bit that either team wants to bring to the table is being equalized by the opponent. Nothing really works. It's going to take a stroke of magic, and maybe Kaio can provide self-pass with the ceiling. KV1 to deny.
Might hit the idea of 5 minutes. They'll even hit the idea even more so of losing any OT here. I'm just sitting here tottering in my own sort of breath here. Give me a 30-minute one. Give me a 30-minute one. Been crying out for one for about 4 or 5 years at this point here, but we might saw the end at 3.
3 minutes and clocking up. Sad trying to put an end to that timer. KV1 to the middle, but Knight rotating back, wanting to save the overtime to fight for another attack. Sad caught in the midst of the battlefield, and KV1 with a big whiff. It's not going to be punished though by NIP, crucially for Secret.
Another flick by Knight here. Infield pass here, and that might be the end of the game. One big clearance downfield, but it should be wiped away here. That was just asking to be scored upon, but even the gods right now aren't shining to Secret's ask or favors.
3:33 was the time to be by the time it was to be of the save or the weak shot out of Sad, and now Stromic has an opportunity, doesn't have enough boost to get around to the counter-attack. Is running Kaio, successfully evading the bump, getting back into the safe position. Now KV1 is against hunting as Stromic out of position, gets bumped away, but helped crucially by Kaio.
Well, we might see a few poets onto the pitch here. We might just see an executioner here. That rotation is beckoning for a demo. A bump near enough occurred. One touch away. Kaio, no block this time in Knight. Toying, teasing somewhat here in KV1. He'll have a say, but unfortunately shut down, sent away, and we're near approaching an additional 5th game at this point.
We are very close and approaching one free game of Rocket League between Secret and NIP just in this overtime. The war of attrition with that passing off the 5-minute mark, will have successfully started and will be right in the thick of it now as we move into our third game of Rocket League played in Game 4.
Are selfish of these players who want to give us more Rocket League. Shame on them. I don't think anybody will be saying that tonight anytime soon. This has been fabulous stuff by all six, and we're being treated maybe towards a classic series here tonight.
That classic series, will it be won by force? Will it be won by brilliance? Will it be won by beauty? That and more time will tell, but right now it is Secret scrambling on their own box. Night, long and far, get it out is his premise, and getting it out is what he does best, but Bem's coming straight to it.
Okay, V1 in the nick of time here. Coyote sees his teammate, and it's unfortunately a lack of boost dictating the pass or the shots here not being delivered here. The minute of effectively Game 5 has been played here, and that ball just spirals into a midi. And another 50 here. Some people have been talking earlier in the green room about the Six Nations. Well, we just see a mini scrum there. We might see a running ball.
Fortunately, I can't quite combine with the rugby analogy, as, well, outside of these Fair Isles in the Atlantic, that game is not played so much. Astromic, though, is going to show you what car football is or can look like. Kaio with Astromic in unison, bouncing that ball forward. Bems aborting his mission, rightfully so.
That's alright. Some people may not get the game of rugby, or sometimes might not understand it well enough here. Unfortunately, Ireland has won a regional earlier in the form of Maxwell over in APAC. Ireland top seed in rugby. Unfortunately, Ireland not good enough in football or soccer for any of the American viewers. Germany might be arguably one of the, if not best teams nationally. And unfortunately, Macfish, we're just envious of that title that you have.
I'm going to be more envious of the title that these players are going to have if they just keep on bouncing the ball forward without a lot of thought, because that longest overtime title is looming on the horizon, is getting ever so more into the focus of that horizon itself. 7 minutes and 40 seconds have passed. 2.5 games of Rocket League played in the span of what?
Direct right now, the RLCS staffmatician right now, his spreadsheet might not like the additional numbers ticking up here, but we're loving it. Bems might be loving it. They will be loving it. 8 minutes additionally being played on out, and Team Secret caught napping at the side of the post, and KV1 will be fuming, spitting. There will be words said with his teammates here, but nonetheless, the series tied up.
Series tied by Bems. It was a grueling battle, but the war of attrition won in the end by NIP. And you've mentioned Relic earlier, Danny. That dirty little word momentum is now surely going to be in NIP's favor. If they don't do it now, when will they be able to?
Oh, I'd love to say the word never after that.
No, that's just cruel.
It would be cruel. It would be vicious almost. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll get the chance to say that word. What a series we're being treated to. I said it might be a classic here. 8 minutes, we'll say, for the sake of argument, of an additional OT worth of gameplay there. What opportunities was not? That was Secret, let's not forget, had the opportunity to kill it off before the OT here. So, why is both sides not calling a timeout here? This is beckoning for Secret to call it out.
No timeout for Secret. They want to stay warm. They don't want to... Maybe it's the right call, though. After a long overtime, it might not be the correct plan to go forward. It might not be the the correct plan to talk about it and reminisce, because that just anger and frustration will just fester in your mind. And once you allow that to fester in, your opponent basically have got the win on you.
Certainly so, and I believe we may have seen our colleagues over at Rocket Street there, the more beautiful casters. We are envious over here, but it's nice to see them from time to time. And do you know what? It's about time we see the gameplay.
About time for Kaio to show what he is made of. He was once the golden boy of South America, and he shows it yet again at the most crucial point. After winning the overtime, NIP start in Game 5 where they stopped in Game 4 with scoring a quick goal.
Hopefully we might see a few more here. Defensively, we've seen the game stalled on that crucial department. Unfortunately here for Secret, double commit here. There should be a third challenging soon, and that was too slow. Beckoning for a quicker challenge there.
And the quicker the series has gone, the better Secret have looked, but NIP able to rise to the challenge. Sad gets it away for Secret. KV1 now down that flank is met by Bems, the winner of that 7-minute 50-second overtime scored by Bems, and again he's doing immaculate work for NIP.
Has been so far here. Basically with the last game worth of 8 minutes of overtime action here. Secret, let's not forget about the mental side of the game here, because so far here the score is even. KV1 would like to tie up the scoreboard a little bit more just to give a chance.
Well, he would like to do so, but I don't think bumping away your teammate Knight, who was ready for a follow-up, is the way to go forwards. As right now it is chaos in the back line for Team Secret. Astromic up high, two players waiting, lurking, chilling on the backboard for Secret. They're tasked with coming back against an NIP that seemingly can't do any wrong right here.
Can't do any wrong. There was
not even close.
Decided to go for a bump, not even close. I think one of us might need our eyes retested, because that one's in the back of the net. You can have 9 lives, but somebody might be running out quicker.
You might have 9 lives, but Kaio, well, he's used all of them, hasn't he? Getting deleted off the pitch, sent to the scrapyard, and Team Secret equalize in this 5th game. And it's going to be so crucially important, so hugely important for the rest of the series. Let's not forget the winner of this one on match point. With both teams yet to use their timeout though, it's not going to be as useful as one might think.
I think at this point in time, the timeout might just not be used at all for both of these two. They might just fancy playing the best of 7 out without a distraction or without a tool, whatever way you would like to describe it. But this ball needs to be shepherded into the corner, and has been.
Into the corner, into the safety, but for how long? KV1, 0 boost to play with, but still commanding authority. Bems, long clear. Is that going to be a no? And it bounces awkwardly for Kaio. He's got it right early. Astromic again just dumps it into the infield. Bems with the kill shot. Sadness somehow gets that out of the top ends.
Another attempt backboard, and Sadness just sits there with a broom, sweeps away anything that even hovers close to the net here. If he could trap air, he would make it a vacuum.
He is sealing that goal shut, is Sadness. Right now, KV1 and Knight able to step up into offense. Knight into the middle. Sad already there. Double tap into the central part. If Knight would have jumped for it, I've got a feeling he could have been quickest to that one, Danny.
Oh, we all had that feeling. But I'll tell you, one thing that we can't feel is these players' emotions right now, Mac. It's quite literally, who has that bravery? Who has bravery? How about a cold stone heart about your opposition like that?
who has bravery, or rather who has a baseball bat to use on their opponent, because I think that bat has been, for the entirety of the series, thoroughly in Team Secret's half of the pitch, in Team Secret's arsenal, and they use it effectively yet again, opening up their lead.
Oh, a baseball bat in some games might be the right choice. Maybe a poke, maybe something else as well too. But unfortunately in this game here, goals is king, and Knight has been removed. That's a fabulous save by Sadness. He has played an exceptional game so far.
An exceptional game, may have been topped off there with a goal for his own. 3 NIP defenders will make sure that no such thing is going to happen. Sadness, though, again on his own backboard and crucially getting the 50-50 in the midfield. Get and buy some more time. Sadness dropping it down. He's just on a roll right now. Higher for NIP, forcing the double commit. Let's see if Secret can make it 3. Can they make it safe? It's going to be on 0 seconds.
And unfortunately that bounce, I would suggest, hit the ramp there. Should have maybe went back into play there. We may have made slight reference to the football. There would have been a quick look to the sideline and said, you know what? Can the assistant referee put an extra second or two? Spoiled of what could have happened. But here is the reality. 3-2 in the grand final. Secret once more to do what they've always done, and that is win.
And Secret win with the help of a SAD that is, well, anything but what his name would suggest, with an exceptional performance in this 5th iteration of Team Secret versus NIP. And you gotta have a feeling, Denny, that NIP, the ninjas in the pajamas, they might need their ninja rope.
Oh, they certainly might do. Unfortunately, in this case here, I would suggest they would need a girder in front of their net here. A few leaky spots here. And you know what? Maybe a miraculous miracle here of a holy interference might get in play. But who knows? We just do love to see the water rise and everything bubble.
We really do love to see that. That health package has to come for NIP. The weapons pickup, it needs to happen now, as NIP has, against your suggestion, picked the timeout. They want to have every little bit of focus they can for Game 6.
Certainly so, and while we do have the timeout to the series, I'll take a small timeout as well. And to everybody who has just tuned in here, well, first of all, thank you for showing up to here. Europe had its action with its regional itself, of course, with the winter itself, same like ourselves here at the SAM. The tiebreaker has been played out. Congratulations, of course, to the respective 5th seed here. We will have one as well after this grand final too. Do you know what? It almost looks like it's just played perfectly here, but Secret has played their game almost too well.
Secret have played their game immaculately. Sometimes, though, bested by NIP. And it's worked out so well that I'd have nothing against NIP finding their footing and finding a Game 7 for us to enjoy in what is already an epic grand final that, for all that I care, needs its conclusion to be on Champions with. Otherwise, Danny, I don't think it would be worth a status of classic grand final.
Oh, that might be harsh. One with 8 minutes into it, just to give the Ninjas a chance here back to get back into the series. You're being harsh. Who thought you were meaner than me? But that shot wasn't mean enough to go through the defense.
Stromic fought NIP to get it out. Bems, though, gets faked by Team Secret's deception. Usually a ninja tactic and a ninja speciality used against NIP by Team Secret, but to no great effect thus far. Kaio trying to take control is, however, met in the air and then beaten by Knight, who's looking for the kill shot down. 1 minute 10 in. He will not find it as we go on 0-0.
Start with Bems from that 0-0 effectively minute played by. It's usually just tempo in the general feel that both of these sides want here. We've had too much time here to allow the effective excuse or reason at this point here. They are in their motion, they're in their rhythm, and unfortunately not the gap of space wanted.
Every pocket of space is used by Team Secret. Its jump is filled by Team Secret. NIP can't get their passing plays going right now. Kaio looking for the backboard. Astronomic with the drop, but the angle is not severe enough. And KV1 and Knight can get out of their own half, can get the entire length of the pitch, but Knight is going to be denied on the goal line by Kaio.
Tipped away temporarily for Sadness to maybe make a move. Unfortunately, his move now has been forced to run all the way back, blocked and bumped, scatters and skips. And just like that here, Bim's turn to have a go downfield.
Bim's go, and taken over by Kaio, but saved away crucially by Knight. From Team Secret, again the dynamic of the series has changed. This is more of an offensive game. Quick shots are the name of the game. Quick attacks the name of the game. No one tries to establish any sort of longevity on offense.
Said it did favour Secret, and so far it has been when it has been that play style. And KV1 lurking around there near side post for his sake, gets it away, and Bems one touch that'll hit the ceiling, so he'll have the follow, he'll have an attempt indeed, but the secondary phase of play still building up here.
The secondary phase building up, and the secondary phase is ended as quickly as it came by Kaio. Double commit from Knight and KV1, and then again Sadness second guessing himself. Where was Kai going to place that shot? It doesn't matter. You need to close the distance and jump right in there. Kaio finds the perfect shot to put NIP up 1-0.
At the 2-minute mark to go 1-0 up, that is class. That is ex-champions maybe fancying a go once again to become the true champions of the current time. But unfortunately, time favouring them. Secrets, however, with the series advantage here. You talk about match point, it's championship point they have. And that's another fabulous block here to give themselves a leverage downfield.
Get it downfield, and KV1 getting it into a dangerous position. Knight to follow it up. Second phase of the attack, though, is cut short by the NIP defense, who just want to get it out to regroup and get some boost into their greedy tanks.
Is there enough boost for the greedy tanks? Is there enough boost at all?
There is not an NIP in a world of pain, delivered by Knight and finished by Sad. 1 minute they had to hold on for longer. They will not. As we go into the final minute of Game 6, possibly the final minute of this SAM Invitational in the winter split. All square.
This game has provided its entertainment, but unfortunately it has not provided the judgment of the decision, and that's a save pushed away here. But another attempt by Knight builds and builds, and a bump like that could scatter and end it all.
Team Secret do not want another overtime. They want to finish it in regulation. KV1 has the pass, but it's too easily choreographed for the defense of NIP, who are not going to be stumped by the beautiful mechanical display. It is, though, Team Secret pressing forward. Knight letting that ball drop, goes for the power shot, crossbar denies.
Hold on a second, though. There is quite literally time of the essence, and Sadness just having a go here, kept up here by KV1 here. There's a good old-fashioned rule 1, but unfortunately it's hit the ground. Has the chances ended as well?
Secret with all the momentum towards the end of regulation, but the kickoff neutralizing everything they have built. And with that, another grueling overtime might be on our menu here, Danny.
We've had the starter, we've had the main course. We might be having dessert here if it goes into game 7 here, but would Secret love to send their opposition early to bedtime with no effectively sweet delight here as a demo here removes, but Bem still around. So it's the second man to challenge here, and Kyle just bumping his way through his own teammates.
Demo coming out, the demo making way, but Bem's just hitting Knight on the goal line, and somehow, through all the trials and tribulations, Team Secret still are level, and we still are on Neo Tokyo, but NIP, contrary to the last minute of regulation, are really pressing forward to finish it early in overtime.
We've already had what felt like a very lengthy OT. We might be heading that way too, unless these two sides just want it done in quick here for their own poor sanity. They would love to. They would love to keep it going here for Nip themselves here, but Kyle up and around here, beaten.
Nice.
And that's a chance. Knocking! Double commit here, wide open for a shot to be planted, but unfortunately they planted it right at the defender.
The defender coming back to close the distance. Team Secret looks so very dangerous on the counterattacks. NIP cannot afford to be overzealous, cannot afford to overcommit in this overtime. Kaio, 0 boost to his name, just pinches it away and gets his boost stolen for his efforts. Has to retreat all the way to his own back corner. That might be the key to success as he gets it on target. Sadness with a long clear. KV1 the demo, but the ball crucially for NIP will not hit this crossbar or the ceiling rather.
Bobbles by Bems, but Kaio's turn to have his involvement here. Bems once more rotates all the way back down here. Deep rotations of a third man being played in here by both sides. Mistake here, goes low. Had to do the decision.
2v1.
It's a 1v1. Oh, it is a 2v1. What a bump, but not the finish to put the game and the championship away.
You'd say more chances with NIP, but the higher quality chances with Team Secret as KV1 rattles the crossbar. So I can hear it here in Germany. Bems though into the center, gets a demo on his way out as well, but that will do him no good. KV1, flip reset acquired, but beaten by Astromic.
Rocket goes, and Sadness goes through one, but KV1 gets it at least temporary over Sadness with no boost here. Oh, he'll be wishing that he had at least about 10, 20 in the tank here. Kyle pops it high up here. 3 minutes of additional. That's in the middle. Why do you dare to brave that one? Madness. Madness here.
Utter madness. Such a different overtime from the mega long that we had in game 4, but a similar result as neither team is able to break through the defense. Partly due to great defending, partly due to own ineptitude. Astromic now, that's going to waterfall down. Does he have the read? He does, and Astromic puts it to bed. We go to Champions Field.
You said that this game will not be a classic if it did not go to game 7. I produce you as Judge Backfish. This must be a classic here to the entirety of this court.
We've had 2 grand finals thus far, neither eclipsing game 5, but the 2 giants of Team Secret and NIP, the ninjas in pajamas, make it to Champions Field in what feels like the one grand final, Danny, that we've been waiting for the entirety of the split.
I would even argue, I would even threaten this idea out. This is what the entire season so far has been missing. The top 2 seeds doing battle, the top 2 seeds of this region here, making everybody else take notes, sit up and notice. It's about time we see NIP getting where they should be here.
But I level you this one. We've been here before. 3-3, Team Secret versus NIP in the Winter Cup. Back then, NIP able to win Game 6. Secret calling a timeout and then going on to win overtime in Game 7. There will be no timeout from Secret this time, but an overtime Doesn't seem to be too unlikely, Danny.
I'm not even going to threaten that possibility. I'm not even going to try to answer that one, because whoever dares is either foolish or a genius. But there has been 6 games played. There has to be a 7. There has to be a winner. And there is a crown looking to be crowned. The former, what was the heirs of the region here, Ninja Pajamas, looking to take it off the current kings here. And Knight had get the first goal in the championship field, game 7.
Two competing kingdoms battle for supremacy yet again in South America. A distinctly Brazilian battle that is finding its conclusion here on Champions Field, a map that can feel like the entire game is played in overtime, because every mistake is so crucial. Every brilliant stroke of genius cannot be weighed in gold. This is the true meaning of pressure. Who will come out a diamond?
Who will come out as Cole regarded for a bad decision? That one was not bad. That one, we talked about genius, beauty. It's a lovely finish. But with a minute gone by in this game, it's far from its natural conclusion.
The game might feel like overtime, but luckily it is not overtime. NIP giving themselves a lot of time to come back from an early disadvantage. Bems looking for Kaio, finding Kaio, and the immediate response from NIP.
This has been a diamond indeed. Rough found in it. And it has been smoothed and polished for everybody to take a look. Oh, aren't we envious of all 6 of them? 1 goal apiece here. Oh, this has been a treat here, and another kickoff right down the middle here, and it's beckoning for another chance.
Is beckoning right now. Both teams trying to solidify their defense, especially NIP here. KV1 is very far up the field. Luckily for him, he can avoid Astromic's dunk. We move into smoother waters for the moment. Astromic, great read to get it into the safe zone, into the corner. Continues his play down. It's Astromic against the world, but Sadness will put a spanner, will throw a spanner into the works.
That's a decent block here. Another attempt here. Knight with a block here, not going to go through here, and Kyle, that's a shot, that's very much a shot, it's in fact a goal. 2-1 in secret with all the advantages they had, mean for nothing.
And look at that juicy placement from Kaio behind the goalkeeper, right next to the post, leaving KV1 in there to be nothing but a sad little passenger, unable to save, and NIP have found their rhythm truly now, are knocking for a third.
They get a third. Is that the game? Is it over? If it goes 2-2 here, it rightly might be deserving here, but will it be a flip of the switch here from the aggression to defensive here? The aggression at one point, probably the entirety of the series, favoured Fancy Secret to do so here. Will it be that change as Ben chases that one into the corner, can't get it either, and back to Sadness to do some vital damage perhaps.
That damage averted though by the NIP defense for now. As Sadness is gearing up for yet another move downfield, KV1 to collect in the infield, but dunked crucially for the NIP defense by Benz. NIP not content with sitting back, but might just need to do a little bit more of that as the team secret is forcing them deep into that orange half.
Kyle, he's got options, but he likes to go by himself here. Confidence brewing, especially in the game 7, especially with the stakes itself here. Knight sees KV goes underneath here, block here, fancies another shot here, blocked away.
Blocked away, and Team Secret, the team that get it done, are 90 seconds away from not getting it done here in this grand final. NIP have risen up and now need to just get it over the line for just 80 more seconds. KV1 into the middle. Knight is ready for the shot, but there's a defender ready for the save as well.
There's sadness all the way from the back lines here. There's been a few players who've been doing that role very effectively here. Probably Bim's been best on the night here, and NIP is very much grateful for the servitude that he has made. But yes, a demo, but no goal to show for it.
A great spurt of aggressiveness out of Team Secret, but there is that man that you've mentioned. There is Bims to take advantage of Sadness's first properly poor touch, and it could not have come at the worst timing for Team Secret.
That is twice. That is twice. This series played it right in front of his own net. Got away with it one Secret. But you are second time around, and you fancy the same outcome. Never, never play like that, because that is the risk, the greatest risk, especially in this decision here. And Kyle and Bems looking to put the fourth one in, out of reach, but the time might be doing it for them.
Time on NIP's side, and the ball deep in Secret's half. They need a miracle now. Can't you deny that? And the final 5 seconds might just be the victory lap for NIP, as Tomic to put it home. 4-1. NIP are back.
They are back, and they have made a statement to Secret, and it won't be that aforementioned words. They might have their suitcase ready for the major, but they have taken one thing away from them, and that is their crown here. The top seat dethroned, 5-1, but more importantly, 4-3 in this grand final.
NIP coming into the split. 2 top 8 finishes, well below their own expectations. But in the end, getting their act together and going to what they will certainly believe as to be their rightful place at the top of South America.